You're watching Esports Center, and today we're building up the hype for GamerCon. We have 24 universities competing this weekend, 17th and 18th, so don't miss it on the ECAC Esports Twitch channels. But today, my special guests are none other than the undefeated Overwatch champions from last year's GamerCon event, RPI Esports Overwatch team, Varun, Josh, and RJ. Thank you so much for joining me. How are you guys doing?
Hey Erica, thanks so much for having us, and we're doing great.
All
Thank you.
right, so let's get to the good stuff though. You guys are about to take on your toughest rival. I'll get to that in just a little bit, but you're about to take on another round of Overwatch matches in the GamerCon event. How do you feel about going into the tournament this weekend? Are you going to take home another undefeated championship title?
Yeah, we feel great about going into this competition this week. We've been practicing all semester, and we've been playing in a lot of matches, and we've been playing really well. I know we're all really happy with the place that we're in right now, and we definitely hope to keep our unbeaten record alive and win GamerCon.
Okay, I like the confidence, but what's the strategy? What's the dynamic here? Because you have some new players on your team playing this weekend. RJ, you weren't around last year when they took home the win. How do you feel going into this weekend, and who do you consider the toughest rival to be?
I am a little nervous. I'll be honest. It's one of my first tournaments playing with RPI. However, I think that SUNY Albany is going to put up a really good fight, and hopefully we can band together, and my tanks, my support can help me grow and play properly. So we take home that W.
Okay, you said your tanks, your support. That brings me to my next question about your strategy. What role are you all playing in the match? I mean, when you correlate it to traditional sports, for those that may not be completely familiar with Overwatch and the tactics, the strategy that goes on, you can relate it right to like being a midfield in soccer or a defense forward player, striker, quarterback. These are all like roles that you stick to, and you all have your particular strengths within Overwatch. So tell me a little bit about what it is you'll be doing in the game for your strategy execution.
That's correct. So I play damage, or DPS as more colloquially known. And so what happens is I'm the striker of the team, if you will. So my tanks, they create space. They will get territory. And then with that ground, I do my job of finding low opponents, taking that space that they've created for me, and then whittling down the opponents and hopefully taking the objective by killing off all the enemies.
Okay, I feel confident if you're on my team then, because everybody needs that guy. Take out the
Yep.
enemy. Josh, what about you? What's your role in Overwatch at RPI?
Yeah, I'm an off tank. I support my main tank, who is Varun. In soccer, we're pretty much like the center mids. We're kind of the anchor point of the team. We do it all. We support our backline. We help out our defenders, and we set up plays for our attackers. You know, we're making space for them and making sure that we can help them out and give them the opportunity to make a big play.
It's funny when we were talking beforehand and you said make space, describing that as the role that you're playing. The first thing I thought of was midfield in soccer. Like that's
Yeah.
what you have to do in order to create the opportunities to score, defend, etc. Right? Make those passes. So when you make space, you're making room for RJ and Varun to do their thing,
Yeah.
clearing
Yeah.
the path for them, so to speak. So Varun, what about you? What do you do?
So I'm the main tank player for our team, so that includes the characters Winston, Marissa, and Reinhardt. Those are my three special characters that I play. And essentially what I do is help Josh make space for the team. So my main goal is to hold the front line, so that way their team can't just walk on our team. And also I want to try to walk on their team. So I want to I want to create engagements for our DPS and supports, so that way we can, get kills and win out the fights.
Okay. Well, what's the strategy like for you guys? Varun and Josh, you both were in GamerCon last year with Overwatch, taking home that title. This year, what's your approach without giving away the secret sauce? I know you said you've been practicing a lot. What do you feel your main goal and initiative is, your focus areas going into these matches this weekend?
So our focus is probably going to be on team coordination. All of us are really confident in the roles that we play individually, So we have been practicing our team synergy and coordination throughout the semester, and we've developed that a lot. And I believe that as long as we work as a team as best as possible, we can get anything done. So we just need to make sure that we are all focused on the same target, and will will win the games that we need to.
Okay, so is that why you consider SUNY Albany to be, or U Albany to be such a strong competitor to you guys? Are they really good at the coordination? What's the top skill set that a team can bring to the table that really makes them a good rival?
I think that, if teams work really well together, if they're synergistic and they play off each other's strengths, that even lower skill teams that don't have great players can really come together and play way above their league. And I know that's kind of true for us. We've played some teams that have individually very high skill players, higher than ourselves. But when we play together and we work together, I think we can overcome that. So definitely teams that we go up against, that's probably going to be one of their biggest strengths.
Going into that further, I think the biggest strength you can have as a team is moving as a unit. Like RJ was saying, a team can have some really, insane players on their team, but the team is more than the sum of its parts, and it takes a lot of coordination and communication to move a good team and make a good team great.
Absolutely. You got to look good as a unit. You got to
Yeah.
stick together. So tell me,
Exactly.
speaking about units and sticking together, you guys have a varsity esports club at RPI. And from what I've heard, quite an amazing list of tasks and support roles that you're all taking outside of the games to maintain, manage, and grow and foster your esports program at RPI. Tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, so we have a Discord server for all of our teams to participate in. Essentially, that allows our teams to congregate during their matches and talk in voice channels so that way they can communicate during their games. And essentially, what we have in this Discord are co-presidents and representatives. So the main job of representatives is that they have jurisdiction over a certain team. So what they end up doing is finding scrimmages for that team and make sure that the team holds the code of conduct that we expect as an organization and that RPI expects as a university. And also they find practices that are adequate for the skill level of their team. So that way their team can participate and practice as best as they possibly can.
Wow, that's a lot of engagement from the student body. How are these representatives elected?
So we hold an election in our student body. So essentially, we just have an election form go out to our students, and they can vote for whoever they think the most fitting candidates are for representatives and co-presidents. And I didn't mention earlier, but co-presidents are basically just administrative people in the Discord. So essentially, their tasks are to make sure that everyone in the Discord is is having fun and following the rules, and also
Represent your school, right?
yeah, representing school exactly, and also taking care of administrative tasks uh, with the RPI body of
Yeah, that must be a lot of growing experiences and opportunities being so involved. Vern, you're co-president, very modest. I see you didn't even mention that.
yeah.
So what's this the time commitment and the workload like for you? Have you felt since the time that in 2018, right, your RPI esports program was created and
Mhm.
you've been growing ever since. In that time that you've been involved, what's the workload been like and the learning experience for you?
So the workload has been manageable, but definitely a lot. We have to work with RPI and we have to work with other teams. We have to work with organizations such as ECAC and TESPA, some of the leagues that we participate in. So we have to make sure that all of these relationships that we have are as good as possible. But the workload is still very manageable with schoolwork and everything like that. And it's definitely been a great experience for me. I know that my co-president friends, Ariana and Nathaniel, they also do a really great job of, upholding what they need to do and making sure that our Discord is the best place to be. So I'm really proud of us for the progress that
I,
we've made.
I'm excited for you guys and proud of you guys. You guys have built something great in the last 2 years. You have a fan base. Speaking of, all the support and tasks that you guys do to build up your esports program, you've actually you've built up quite the fan base amongst your student body. During your matches, you have students come and cheer you on and watch your matches. How does that change the dynamic for you, going from playing, sort of without an audience, to experiencing the excitement and engagement from your fellow students cheering you guys on?
So yeah, I mean, it's definitely really great when we have the students cheering us on in person when there's a in-person event. But with coronavirus, that's obviously not something that can really happen, and they just support us through chat, which is very appreciated and definitely does help our team a lot in many different ways. And we're just glad to have that. It's definitely really helpful for us knowing that we have a very loyal and dedicated group of fans out there for us, and it's just really exciting to see them in chat, and it helps us a lot when we participate in tournaments such as this.
I bet you hear, athletes say all the time, the NBA playoffs, I remember hearing over and over again as I walk past the TV downstairs and hear Sports Center on. Players talk about the difference in the atmosphere, the energy, and esports is kind of unique in which you guys play all of the time. You have a lot of opportunities to pick up scrimmages. There's never a shortage. Like you said, RJ, earlier when we were talking, there's never a shortage of opportunities to pick up a match and test your skills against anyone around the world, right? So it's not that it's so unfamiliar for you to not have an audience, but I'm sure like seeing it become a part of the school, funded by the school, really makes it feel as if you're a part of something bigger and a part of the athletic department at school. Is that how it translates in your mind?
I think that our school really does have kind of a unique dynamic. I think that we work together and we really try a lot to band together and to get all of our students involved, whether it be just on a team, either for fun or competitively, as well as having students elected for those representative or co-president roles. And I know that our co-presidents are working working really hard with the school to get funding to get those administrative box kind of checked, so that we can all participate in these great leagues. And I think that our dynamics, seeing that go from kind of just this like a ragtag band of misfits type thing up into this really professionally designed, really up and coming program is just phenomenal. I know as a newer student, to me, it was something that kind of was really alluring. So.
Yeah, especially because the competition pool matters. So you guys are now part of the ECAC, right? This is the GamerCon ECAC tournament happening again annually, and you guys have the benefit of competing against other schools, the top competition across the schools within the ECAC league. What's that been like for you? The opportunity and the experience, even the simple things like during this weekend's matches, you'll have your games, shoutcasted. And for so those of you that don't know, you can translate that to sportscasting, right? So somebody is literally there giving the play-by-play, building up that excitement, engaging with the fans that are watching on Twitch, chatting in the channel itself. What is it like when you're hearing that excitement and that energy while you're playing?
I think it's a real morale booster. I think that a lot of us that play, when we play scrims, it's or scrimmages, it's not very. There are no shoutcasters, and there isn't much to see that kind of feedback and to feel the energy. So, HVGC is a real unique experience for us, and I think it's going to be a great time, both morale-wise. It's going to be fun having that energy, as well as it's going to be great to compete in a little bit higher stakes competition.
Yeah, because I don't know about you guys, but especially when I'm at the gym, if there's not somebody yelling at me in my head or like literally there trying to push me and motivate and commentate, that it's up to you to build up that energy level, and it's really about that adrenaline, that intensity, that, I don't know, to me it always makes for a better experience, game output. So I'm glad that you guys are able to include that into your esports program while you're with the ECAC. It's also opened up a lot of competition opportunities for you as well. So other than the GamerCon event this weekend, what are the other types of tournaments you've been participating in, and what's your record been like? Obviously you're undefeated in GamerCon, but overall, how have you been faring in Overwatch across all the tournaments you're playing in?
Right now, this is one of the strongest teams that we've ever had. We're really proud of what we've accomplished, and right now in the TESPA League, the Collegiate Official Overwatch League, um, right now we're undefeated for that, and we're hoping to compete and stay undefeated.
Wow. Undefeated in TESPA as well. You guys are killing it. If I
Yeah.
were if I were a betting person, I'd be betting on you guys this weekend. But you can bet I will be watching to see just how well you do against UAlbany. I'm rooting for you guys. I'm excited to see those matches play out, so I can maybe get a little glimpse into the strategy, maybe get a little bit better at Overwatch. But I wouldn't put much hope for me. So we'll move on from that. But what are you guys looking forward to most as esports gains in popularity this year? You know, traditional sports is really not on the table. Are your schools allowing traditional sports to take place right now, or is that on hold?
No, I think most of our traditional sports are on hold because of obviously, yeah, as you said, the whole pandemic. We are trying to like prevent the spread as much as possible, and most sports are not allowed. We're in a unique position because we're allowed to participate without being in person, so there's a 0% chance of any coronavirus being spread. So that's definitely something we're very grateful of. But yeah,
So has the esports popularity grown at your school since this year?
For sure. With traditional sports being on hold, a lot of people are looking for a place to to enact that RPI spirit. And esports right now is pretty much the number one way to do it. When people see that RPI is competing and we're doing so strongly, it gives them hope, gives them something to look forward to. And we're definitely happy to provide that.
Absolutely. So I look forward to then seeing RPI esports program continue to grow, maybe even an esports arena in your future.
For
Is
sure.
yeah, I
that
mean, hopefully, we definitely that's one of the goals that we're working towards. We definitely want some sort of esports arena for us to practice in, so that way we can, hone our skills much better. Because I believe that playing in an environment where we can see each other's faces and be in the same room as each other definitely helps a lot with team synergies. So I think that that is something that we were working towards, and I really hope that we can get that.
Well, I have confidence and no doubt that all of the grand effort that you put into your program to support it, manage, maintain it, and play, and not only just play, but be undefeated, build up your fan base. It'll continue to grow this year. I'm excited for you guys. Any final words for your competitors this weekend? You coming for them, so last
Uh,
chance.
I just want to say good luck to everyone. I know it's going to be a great weekend. I know there's going to be a lot of awesome games, so good luck to everyone. We hope to see you guys and to play against you guys.
So that's a nice competitor. That's some esports etiquette right there. What about you? Are you guys as nice and friendly as he is? Because he's taking
Yeah.
it like a champ.
Yeah.
Mm.
Obviously, whenever you're competing, you want to have the best game possible. You want to have a great competition, and that's what we're looking forward to this weekend.
Well, good luck to all three of you. I'm super excited to watch you guys play. Make sure you check out GamerCon this weekend on the ECAC Esports Twitch channel. Don't miss these guys play. First match at 10 a.m. Saturday. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see y'all next time.